Hey everybody, this is Jeff with WarriorTrading.com, back for my nightly watch list building event here. I've streamlined the process a little bit in an interest of keeping these videos a little bit shorter. I've selected my names for tomorrow, so I'm going to run through those and with an explanation on why. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat box, or you can certainly email me at any time, Jeff at WarriorTrading.com. I do get back to all emails, so if you have anything that you want to know or know of me or from me, just shoot me an email. Looking at tomorrow, okay, the S&P, real quick market recap here. The S&P continued to rally, heading towards that 200 mark. That's obviously the next logical magnet, as it is long-term resistance for the S&P, or the SPY. So I suspect over the next few days we test this 200 area, which is also the 200 moving average. Keep in mind, we are still in low relative volume territory. The low relative volume signals that buyers are not convinced yet that the market is going to move higher. So we will probably gravitate towards this 200 mark. Even though the overall trend is still bearish, we're in a micro bull trend right now. I think once we tap that resistance on this light volume, we'll experience another flush. We might see, as far down as 190, maybe down to 187. I don't think we'll necessarily push down that far, but we'll correct off this area before blasting through it. We might break above it, but I don't think it's going to hold. That's my opinion. Don't hold it against me. However, until we test that 200 area or until the market comes in, I definitely want to have some ideas that are both long and short in these market conditions. Looking at TROX tomorrow, it's a cheap name. It's only $5, $5.40 here. It has put in a very nice bull trend up through the moving averages here, and it's now testing longer-term longer-term resistance at the 550 area. 550 will be my entry on this trade, and you can see that there's a pretty clear window between the next level of resistance, which is up to 630. So we can break through this 550 area on high relative volume. We will see a potentially a move back to 630. So that is the window for profit here. You can see it was resistance and support back here in November, December. So that's where we're looking to head on TROX. TROX is a long. Next idea for tomorrow, another long, is LinkedIn. Okay, I have been earlier or late last week, I closed out my LinkedIn call vertical. We had a bull call spread, 115, 120. We closed that out as LinkedIn moved over 120 into 122. We locked up about 55% on this trade. Now it's kind of tapped that 122 area, rolled over a little bit, and trading sideways. The interesting thing here is it is holding support at 114. So looking for, since I don't know if this is going to have enough energy to get through enough momentum to get back through 122 and then all the way back to 113 before we get into the gap, which, by the way, I'm definitely watching for the move into this gap here. But until we get there, definitely think that this 114 area will hold. And since I don't know exactly how far we can expect to see a move to the upside, probably to at least 122, if not 130, I want to sell a put spread for a credit on this. Last time we did bull call spread, and we were able to, after some back and forth, we were able to make some money. Like I said, 55% or so. Now I want to sell a put spread just under resistance here. So I'm going to look tomorrow to see what the price action is giving us, and if I still think it's a logical spot to put a spread on. We'll be looking at the monthly April's. Probably look at a 115, 110. We'll look at about a $5 width there on the spread. And Let's see. I'm just checking I'm trying to see what the options chain isn't loading here. I was looking for liquidity, but anyways, tomorrow we're going to look for something under. If we don't do the monthly, we'll do 114. Maybe we'll do a 114, 109, or 114, 110 bull put spread. So we'll see. Either way, it's going to be for a credit, and I'll alert that as soon as I put on the trade. Other than that, that is it for LinkedIn. Okay, RPD. RPD, another name that I have been watching for a while here. We've seen a couple of, let's see, this thing moved up from a low of about $9 to $14. We saw a 56% move in less than 3 weeks, which is very impressive. It is a cheaper stock, but now we're flagging out here. We're testing resistance at 14, and we're definitely holding the 20 and 50 EMAs. So we're looking for that break above. $14 and a move to $15, which is going to be our next major support area, which will then act as future resistance. After 15, we should get a move to 16. So long as somewhere as close to $14 as possible, depending on where this thing opens, this might gap over 14 in the morning and then sell off. We'll look to scoop it as close to 14 as possible for the move to 15, then 16. So RPD will be on watch at $14 tomorrow at the open. It's a little bit of a lighter volume stock, but it is a pretty big mover. So you don't need to go super heavy on this. It will put in a 95 cent as the average true range. It will put in a relatively respectable move intraday. Taking a look at one other thing. So my portfolio right now, especially my options stuff, we're looking at a very, let's see here, where's it at? I have a very delta positive portfolio right now. And well, that's okay because we are in a pretty bullish short-term market right now. I definitely want to get myself closer to delta neutral, and I'm going to look at putting on something that I think might be a little bit more bearish in the very near term here. One of the trades I was looking at, this is my idea for tomorrow, is on Dollar Tree DLTR, just coming off of earnings. This thing has been tapping this $82, $83 area for quite some time now. All-time highs are just here at $84. Over $84 somewhere, right around $84.20. So it's been tapping the $82.70 area, unable to get through. This is definitely definitely not a great earnings for them. However, looking forward here, we're testing the 20 and the 50 EMAs. Looking forward, I expect that we can see a pretty quick return down to the 74 area here, if not even lower. We might be able to get down to $70 here short term. So looking for the move to the downside here, especially if the market comes in. This might accelerate the sell-off here. Either way, selling, looking to sell a bear call spread on this. Oh, I got a question. Looking to sell a bear call spread, probably the 82.50 by 85. Our risk will be $2.50. It'll be $2.50, and I think that it'll be very difficult for DLTR in the next 30 days to close between $82 and $84. I just don't see it in the cards. Josh says Tesla. Tesla, okay. Tesla is, let's see, put in a move here. Tesla put in a move here off the lows to a high of right under $200, 38% move, massive move in just a few weeks here. We're seeing the real first pullback here to the 20 EMA. Very similar to the last move off the bottom here. We saw it tap the 20, pulled back, and then it continued higher. Now taps the 50, and it's pulling back. So given the trend, I think that if we get over the 50, it moves higher. It is in a very V-shaped pattern, so close to a parabolic sell-off here and recovery. Not really parabolic, but it's that sharp V pattern that lends itself to quick, sharp moves in one direction or the other, and it's going to be probably a while before this thing moves lower. I don't know much about Tesla's fundamentals or when their earnings are, but I don't see it going. I don't see it going lower necessarily anytime soon. No, this is definitely more of a bullish setup here. You can see it's just at support here. 181.30 was support back in April 2015, and it's acting as support right now. It was just support over here. As long as it can hold up here, I think this is probably a better long. I think it might trade sideways from here. I don't see any reason why it would go lower, though. However, a stock that I do think will go lower is HCN. You can see the difference. We're short HCN now. Looking for, look at this thing, just absolutely ridiculous, right? Looking for a short-term move, retracement after a ridiculous, that would be a total of 27% from the low to the high, straight up. This thing is blown through every moving average here, and it really hasn't shown any sign of slowing. So got short on a starter of this today, and looking for a pullback to, let's see here, looking for a pullback here down to the 65 area, if not lower. One thing to keep in mind about news, Josh, specifically with companies like Tesla, Netflix, Apple, Fitbit, all those GoPro, Mobileye, all those big name tech companies, is that chances are by the time you've heard the news, so have the institutional investors, and they've already made their move. The big money has, if you're reading a news article anywhere online, then there's no chance that you're the first one to find out about it. And so almost in every scenario when news comes out that you find out about, it's already been priced into the stock. So unless it's breaking news or something that is criminal, or some sort of legal or legislative risk is involved, like lumber liquidators, when this thing just kept getting pounded by bad news last year, we saw it drop down from $70 to $10 it's trading at now, just pounded by legal risk because we kept coming out with those little hit pieces on the formaldehyde in their floorboards and stuff. That is the type of stuff that'll move stocks because it is constantly being updated with a new class action, or SEC is investigating, the FBI is probing. Those are the type of things as lumber liquidators going bankrupt. Those are the type of things that'll move stuff. But articles that are written in general on these large, popular tech companies, consider who they're written by. If it's written by an independent journalist, or most of the time you're going to find that they're written by certain firms who may likely have a vested interest in the directionality of that article. So the tone can certainly reflect their position in something. You'll find just as many positive articles as you will bad articles. But anyways, unless it's breaking news, almost every scenario it is going to be priced in. Insiders will always know before we will, and big money institutional investors, in almost every case, they have billions of dollars to spend on getting access to breaking and inside information. In almost every case, they're going to be the ones moving the stock, not the retail guys. So we'll know ahead of that, and then we'll find out what the news was. But something to keep in mind. So yeah, don't feel like you have to trade off the news. Understand it. You can understand an earnings event. It's why when earnings come out, as soon as they come out, the stock will put in a volatile move. Right, it gaps up, it gaps down, but then 2 days later, it's trading. Maybe in a trend, whatever. But it's not gapping anymore. It's not reacting to the news anymore. It's already been priced in. So the market makers have already accounted for the information in the news, and that's what. That's why news has very little impact more often than not, unless it's fresh and major. Other than that, guys, those are our trades that I'm looking at tomorrow. TROX, LNKD, RPD, and DLTR. I was looking here at this other open trade we have right now on IVZ. We got long over the break of $28 here, looking for the move higher. I suspect this moves higher if the market moves higher. Keep a tight leash on it though, and we'll see what happens as the S&P looks to test that $200, or the SPY looks to test that $200 and the 200 EMA area in particular. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to email me. I will, let's see here, let me just check one thing. Looking for the move higher. I suspect this moves higher. Okay, I don't, alright, no other questions. Alright guys, if you need anything, like I said, email me, jeff@warriortrading.com. Other than that, have a good night. We'll be in the room tomorrow, and I'm excited about the watch list. There's some really nice setups, so we will see what we get. See you guys.